So, it's Ironclad time. Ironclad might be our best bet for getting curses mastered here. Will we ever do Spire with friends again? We might see some tomorrow. So we'll have a community day tomorrow on our stream. Modded Spire. Might be Spire with friends, some races against people. But, more and more I find myself embracing the single-player ways. Slay the Streamer is a good time, too. That's also a possibility for tomorrow. Great times! Make it official. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Tomorrow will indeed be our community day. Modded and nonsense Spire shall occur. How do you master a relic? To master a relic, we just have to win the game with that relic. Pretty straightforward. Not too complicated. Let's see. I like a Transform 2 here quite a lot. Starting with 3 free, essentially, combats can be nice, especially on Clad, but only if you can get one of the combats to be an elite. And I guess we could technically get this one, but that's pretty unlikely. You have to get through 3 events with no combat, and even then it would not be a very good act overall. So I think what I'm going to do is lose my money and transform 2 cards. Our act boss is Guardian, so I'm actually going to transform 2 strike cards, keep the 4 defends. Ironclad has a lot of attack cards, so we're comparatively likely to get some damage here. And wow, do we ever get some damage here. Do you ever just remove 2 strikes and replace them with Offering Whirlwind to start your Ironclad run? Seems like a good time to me. We are positively going to blap with these cards. And I cannot wait to see where the deck heads from here. The Blappage. Alright, the only real obstacle is going to be that we'll probably need to face an elite before our first rest site. It's not the worst thing in the world. What is the worst thing in the world is this card draw. Cannot tolerate this draw turn 1 against Cultists. We more or less have to play this offering. Good. If we bash, go to 21, 7 by 3 is 21. Yes, we're good. Satisfying. Smoke Bomb as our first reward is kind of insulting. Pummel, Clothesline, and Uppercut. Of the 3, I like the Uppercut the most here. It's an unmastered uncommon. So we'll have to get 2 of them and win at some point, and I think this could well be the run. It's nice to have a 2-cost card alongside this offering. It's nice to have a way to extend Vulnerable a bit more. And this will help a lot versus our first elite fight also. We have an elite answer in the form of the Smoke Bomb, that's true. Give me this. Could go for the Burning Elite, and if it's terrible, we just leave. It's a fun option. Maybe fun is the wrong word. Uppercut, defend, take 4, or do I dare play offering here? I don't think I do dare. I think we should strive to win some fights without the self-harm card. This is probably a good one for that. The Shark, thanks for 10 months in the Prime sub. Heckin' appreciated. A bash. Take 2 more. A bonk. Well, we took 6 and healed 6. Had we played the offering, that's the best possible outcome we could have had. So that seems to me like we took the right line through the fight. Perfected Strike is a lot worse when you've removed 2 strikes up front. I don't hate a Flame Barrier. Flame Barrier can be a really good block card for 2 energy. Nice against the Guardian, especially. How's it going, Nickma? I am indeed a proud dad. I saw that. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. So I think we have to make our decision point now. 2 pretty bad potions says, don't go for Burning Elite, I think is what it says. Go this way. Okay. Welcome. I can exactly buy a True Grit and nothing else. All right. What card am I not looking forward to mastering? Distraction. Good question, Wet Lotus. In the event of Guardian taking return damage over their threshold, they finish their multi-attack before transforming. You cannot interrupt the multi-attack with Thorns. If you don't look inside the store, do the relics stay in the shop pool? No, they're gone as soon as the merchant floor is generated, so you might as well look. Great fight. Here's a real potion. And a Sentinel Cleaver Body Slam. Cleave's a little redundant with a Whirlwind. Oh, yes, you're right. We do owe the chat a payout on that prediction, and we did indeed win, Phaley. The Apex Imps stabbing the divinity to death with their horns. Could try to take Sentinel to make work with the True Grit and the Whirlwind, but that's a lot of different cards to try to put together. How would you even know whether the relics would stay in the pool or not if you don't look at them? Seems a bit tree in the woods. Yes, the only way to actually know these sorts of things for Spire is to look at the game code, so that we can understand how the game processes these situations and what the resulting effects will be. And I think that's the case with the shop. Looking at the code of the game reveals that the relics are rolled as soon as the shop floor is generated. Save scumming is also a way too, by saving and quitting, or even like manually restoring a save file from an earlier state. You could test things like that. Okay, now I have enough potions. I think I do not want another fight before the elite. Although another damage card would be good. Save scumming frowned upon in Spire. All the major players would say that save and quit is not allowed for the purposes of win streaks, at least not in terms of like making a different play or using foreknowledge gained from doing so. There's a lot of information you can game by using save and quit, such as what your draw order is going to be or what future turn intents will be from the enemy that you're facing. How's it going, Malakri? Welcome. Save and quit can be a very useful learning feature, definitely. Definitely. But making it part of the regular gameplay undermines the purpose of the roguelike genre to me, where you live or die by your decisions, and you only get to play a given set of circumstances one time. So what do we think? I'm taking events later. Okay, let's go one more fight. Easy whirlwind, although I don't actually get all of them. Is there a better line? An uppercut defend, that takes 7. Nope. Just spin and win. Take 6, heal 6. There's an attack card I can get behind. Anger. For 0 cost, deal damage and put a copy of this card into your discard pile. I think save and quitting is also very useful for undoing a input error. If I actually click on the wrong card or use the wrong hotkey, I've been known to save and quit for that reason. It's too early for a Sing Red, although Sing Red alongside Whirlwind can be nice and spicy. It's actually not a bad Sing Red. Lagavulin is our first opponent. Definitely a fight where the anger is going to put in some work. I'm also thinking about maybe using the elixir to get rid of a few starter cards. This would be a decent turn to remove defend, strike, defend, for example. Danny Shooter, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. Also say, sometimes having an input error and then just like committing to the result that occurs can lead to pretty cool runs. Mistake recovery or disaster mitigation. It's a really valuable skill in games. And we've had runs where things have gone wrong, but then gone right. Actually, an earlier Monster Train run today is a really good example of that, where I accidentally lost an important unit permanently from my deck, but then it turned out that we didn't need that unit, and the deck was all the stronger for losing it. Matt Naik, thanks for 3 months of the Prime sub. Is there such thing as an unplayable or impossible seed? Yes, on Ascension 20, as the Silent. It is possible to have an Act 1 that goes so badly that you can't win. Generally speaking, though, there are so many different decisions the player has the ability to make in a run of Slay the Spire that there's almost always something that you can do that leads to a winning line. Even if it's extremely non-obvious what that actual line is. Instead of her uppercut offering, I think we just go uppercut anger strike next turn. We better have the bonus energy on a turn that matters, like this one, where we're being attacked. Let's go Flame Barrier True Grit here. Get rid of another basic card. I don't even mind losing Whirlwind in this fight. It's really the uppercut and the anger doing all the work here. Gotta love 0 cost cards. Might not be immediately obvious, but this fight went extremely well because of that elixir that I used at the start of the fight. 3 less starter cards to draw through means the anger and the uppercut showed up a lot more often. We get a mummy hand. Nice. It's going to encourage us to take power cards. Whenever we play a power card, a random card will become 0 cost. Also, here's an Immolate, a gigantic AoE card that makes Whirlwind look pale and weak in comparison. Is there any YouTube content for me trying the Impossible Seed? It's somewhere on the archives, but I couldn't tell you where. Everything I've ever streamed, for the most part, is on the Archives YouTube channel. Which I gotta shout out more often. Most people don't even know the archives exist. The Bela Lord Archives. Full stream archives. Unedited, uncut. They're just there. Clicky, clicky. Alright, well, let's upgrade that card instead. Maybe True Grit next. Whirlwind just kind of got deprioritized. Hiya! Okay then, well I can't accept drawing all of these cards at the same time, so it's offering happening. Show me some good stuff. Normally being unable to play Bash and Uppercut in the same turn is a real issue for Clad. But thanks to the additional energy from offering, we can get it done. 28 times 1.5 is what, 42? So that's already a kill. Bonk. Excellent Gremlin Outfight. Oh man. And this runs off to a very strong start. We get an Art of War. If we play no attacks during our turn, we'll get an extra energy on the next turn. Not bad, not bad. Far more importantly, we get a Dark Embrace. Card draw whenever a card is exhausted. Normally, Dark Embrace can be a little bit difficult to take in the early game owing to its high energy cost. It does draw you a lot of cards, but paying for it up front can be difficult. Mummified Hand says, just take it, Forehead. It's going to be great long-term and great short-term. And an early Ceramic Fish isn't bad either. Normally, Ceramic Fish is definitely a skip contender. But this early in the run, this will easily be enough money to buy at least another common relic of our choosing, if not more. Sure. I'll take the fish. Go fish. Also gives us money at a steady trickle, which could matter for this shop, for example. Let's take some events here. An upgrade. Good. I will upgrade True Grit, such that we can choose the card it exhausts. And a fight. Pretty basic fight. You're both the same. We kill this thing, we become vulnerable and take 9 damage. Blocking takes 5. 5 is less than 9. 28. Good stuff. Another power, Feel No Pain, also interacts with Exhaust. To get both Feel No Pain and Dark Embrace this early is pretty nuts. With a Mummified Hand is extra nuts. Truly absurd, actually. Could consider a Fire Breathing, because we have the Immolate, but it's really not that impactful, not compared to a Feel No Pain here. Any other powers you want to give me? Barricade, Corruption? Anything like that? Because I'll take him. I will heckin' take him. Get him, Art of War. Yeah. So we go Bash. Strike. Feel No Pain makes Uppercut free. Uppercut, Anger. We get to Offering on this turn. That's amazing. I don't even have to. I'm not even going to. Just gonna Flame Barrier defend. We could deal 9 with Anger, or I can take 1 energy next turn from Art of War. Still gonna be vulnerable? I'm gonna take the energy here. Blah. Guess we should have played Offering after all. That's okay. Bit of an awkward turn there. Juzu Bracelet is here. Shockwave is here. Anything that says Exhaust on it is going to be pretty good. Honestly, even this Sever Soul has a lot of potential. Given that Sever Soul is the unmastered card, I might just take it here. Sever Soul says exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand and deals 16 damage. I like to think of Sever Soul as the poor man's Fiendfire, or perhaps the poor man's Second Wind. That said, even a poor man can enter the kingdom of heaven if he's equipped with a sharp enough sword, or something. When he feels no pain. Just 13 damage from a slime. That's not pain at all. Just Immolate Strike. All we have to do is redraw the Immolate. That's not so hard. Let's kill this one. Hoping we can keep this regen potion for the next act. I think that's reasonable. Okay, good. We get a fairy in a bottle. Okay, excellent. And the rich man's Fiendfire. Fiendfire. Sure. Sure, why not? I'll take them both. We can use the Fiendfire to get rid of the Sever Soul. And we have enough money for this shop to be worthwhile. We've already gotten 27 from Ceramic Fish. We're over the threshold to buy a shop relic, so let's see what there is. Orange Pellets. Definitely tempting. How about, though, hear me out on this, Apotheosis. Upgrade all of our cards for the rest of combat. You know what my favorite thing about this shop is? The fact that there's not a not mastered label on Mind Blast. That's my favorite thing about this shop. Just keep adding 2-cost cards. Yeah, we got Mind Blast done, I want to say a couple days ago, or maybe last week. Recently. How can one ignore M&Ms? I mean, we're going to be activating Orange Pellets a lot here. That said, I can already tell you the way this deck is headed, the Heart's not going to stand a chance. So if we're talking about Pellets for Hearts, the Heart's going to die. Don't worry about it. We want short-term stuff. I guess Apotheosis is both short-term and long-term. What I especially like about Apotheosis is that wait, what is it? I'm not sure. It's going to be good. Is that it exhausts. Is that it makes Offering draw 1,000,000 cards. Oh my. To shreds, you say? I like it. Not gonna play Anger yet. Sheet updated? Thank you. Wait, was I wrong? Oh, we're at 265. Title also updated. Excellent. Art of War, do your thing. Do I dare destroy Anger entirely? I think that's a bad idea. I need a card that makes new cards. Let's get rid of Immolate. Time to get toasty. Time to get debuffed. This is an actual reasonable situation for Sever Soul, believe it or not. We can get rid of these defends, turn them into block this turn, and then mostly rely on the Flame Barrier for the rest of the fight. I like that. Show them, Sever Soul. Show them your power. Works for me. Don't destroy the cards in hand. What are the dimensions of the desk pad? Asks Kokiak. Let me get that to you. I want to say I measured it at 36 inches wide, 91 centimeters wide. I think it's half that from top to bottom. I don't remember measuring that though. Let me see if... I know that's available on Epic Desk. Their website tells you. Let me just double check here. FAQs. Guaranteed it's there. What size are the desk pads? Here we go. Yeah, and here it is in chat as well. 930 by 400 millimeters or 36.5 by 15.75. So 36 by 16. Cool. Very cool. They are big, yes. And again, as I've said, I'm sure there are many, many people who are like, this looks cool, but I don't have a space that is large enough for this ridiculous thing. So I will not be buying one, sir, today or ever. And I totally get it. I'm glad it's available for those who want one, but yeah, if like 50% plus of those who might be interested are just off-put by the size, I totally get it. Epic Desk only makes one size, so what we see is what we get. Sever the Guardian. GG. Well, hopefully that was a thorough demonstration of what the deck can already do, which is exhaust almost every card, and then use the remaining upgraded cards to do some serious damage. One size fits some. Could take another Immolate here, a Reaper, which can heal us. Although with no strength, Reaper is not that good. Limit Break can double our strength, which is useless without a strength gain. Do we take Reaper without strength scaling? I'm not sure. I kind of like it with Offering, but I don't know. Reaper without strength can absolutely slow you down. It's a really bad use of energy if you're not able to augment it somehow. It does exhaust, which is the main reason I'd be considering it, is that we can use it to activate Dark Embrace and Feel No Pain. And the upgrade off the Apotheosis makes it not too bad either. How's it going, Tally Bones? I run several mods here on the stream for display purposes. You'll see a few things like our potion chants up in the top corner here, as well as sometimes additional text on cards for our Mastery Challenge. However, none of the mods we're playing with alter the gameplay. So gameplay-wise, what you're looking at is totally unmodded Slay the Spire. All our runs go on the Archives Cabal Crow. If you want to note the date, you can always find this one on the YouTube to show your friend later, whether and that's true whether it wins or loses. A lot of successful winning runs end up on the main YouTube. I don't know if this one will, but we're off to a pretty good start, so maybe. How's it going, Auto GG? I use a Shure MV7 microphone. Pretty high-end product from Shure. They run like $250 at retail, so it's on the higher end of amateur and the lower end of professional, I would call it. It is quite good. Did I ever figure out what was going on with Eviscerate that one time? No, actually. I have no idea what Eviscerate was on. I'm going to skip these cards. We do get the Snecko-Eye. Interesting. Very interesting. The eye, it speaks to us. At the start of your turn, draw 2 extra cards. Start each combat confused. Sometimes this is very good, sometimes this is very bad. When Snecko-Eye is best is when your deck has lots of high-cost cards, anything 2 cost or up. Uppercut, Flame Barrier, Immolate. The other thing that's good about Snecko-Eye is that you get more cards in your hand each turn, and that's the secretly very powerful thing about the Snecko-Eye. The cost randomization is arguably a downside, but the additional draw is the main draw, so to speak, of the Relic. Having more cards in your hand means you will cycle through the whole deck faster, so you'll see every card in the deck more quickly. You'll see more cards at once, meaning you have more options to choose from for what to play each turn. And any card that scales with the number of cards in your hand becomes a lot stronger. For example, Fiendfire. Exhaust your hand. With Snecko-Eye, that's going to be 2 more cards, therefore more damage dealt, potentially more activations of Dark Embrace and Feel No Pain as well. That's extra strong. Going Up says, good thing we didn't take Pellets. Honestly, Pellets Snecko would have been a really cool way to take this run. I really like Snecko-Eye plus Orange Pellets. And that's right, the random cost for Snecko-Eye means equal odds of 0, 1, 2, or 3, regardless of what the card cost originally. So a 0-cost Anger and a 5-cost Meteor Strike, both of them get randomized to 0, 1, 2, or 3. An average price of 1.5. That's right, GamerCat. If you remove the confusion effect of Snecko-Eye, you still keep the 2 card draw per turn. So you get 2 card draw per turn, and your cards are no longer being randomized. But here's the kicker. You can only use Orange Pellets to remove the confusion. Confusion randomizes cards when you draw them. So any cards that you have already drawn when you remove confusion with Pellets will stay at the current cost. If it was a randomized 3-cost Anger, it's going to stay that way for the rest of the fight once confusion is removed. So depending on what the exact rolls have been so far in the fight, that could be either a really good thing or a really bad thing. Does the Clockwork Souvenir allow you to block confusion from Snecko-Eye? No. Snecko-Eye is coded differently, and you will be confused before any sorts of artifact can be applied. There's no way to prevent it. You can only remove it with the Orange Pellets. Greetings, thieves. Already a pretty good Snecko turn here. Sure, Fiend Fire is 3 cost, but Feel No Pain at 0. Dark Embrace at 0. Now I'll play in Fiend Fire. Exhaust 5 cards, draw 5 cards. What do you got? Nothing we can play. That's fine. This fight ought to be short enough that the regen potion is unlikely to matter, and yet we might also find a potion here. I'm not going to lose the fairy anytime soon. Sure, let's use it. Try to make this a 3 or 4 turn fight. Get him, Immolate. Perfection. I really like the Art of War with Snecko Eye. Because if you get a hand of mostly unplayable cards, you can essentially bank some of that energy for a better next turn. Hell yeah, double Dark Embrace. Definitely. Absolutely double Dark Embrace. The things I can do with double Dark Embrace, oh my. They are filthy. Absolutely filthy. Nerdbirds. Alright, we can Uppercut Strike, or I could just let Art of War do a thing. Now let's kill that middle bird as hard as we can. Toasty. Art of War would have let me whirlwind them. Just saying. Immolate Defend is okay. Yeah, I think that's my best line. Take 7, heal 6, no problem. And yet another David, thanks for 4 months. And the Prime sub. Double Flame Barrier Snecko Eye. Let's do it. I like Flame Barrier a lot here. Big block and return damage aside? Heck yeah. This might be a Act 2 Burning Elite sort of situation. Not something I like to do all that often, but this certainly feels like a really good situation for it. Take one event here. Become cursed with Writhe. This is one of the curses we have yet to master. 7 card opening hand means Writhe is less detrimental than normal. And we get a relic out of the deal? You know what? Sure. I'll take a bird-face turn, heal 2. Anytime we play a power. Even if I remove the Writhe, that's going to be worth it. Caca. Well, about your face. Triple Dark Embrace. I mean, with both Mummy Hand and Bird Face turn? Yeah, sure. All the Dark Embraces forever. All the Elites forever, also, I think. What could possibly go wrong? Smiley face. Use this attack potion. Yeah, it seemed like a good idea. Just had a hunch. Had a hunch the attack potion would be good. And there it is. Exodia is pretty much here. We've got Corruption. Skills are free, regardless of confusion. Whenever we play a skill, exhaust that skill. Oh yeah, I think there's pretty good odds it's gonna end up on the YouTube now. Oh yeah. The stupidness has begun. I extra love Snecko-Eye with Mummified Hand because there's some really fun guaranteed interactions here. When you play Corruption, skills become free first, and then Mummy Hand targets something. So if I play Corruption right now, all the skills become free, and the only target for the Mummy Hand becomes the Feel No Pain. So this guaranteed makes Feel No Pain free. Also, we are getting Sneaky Gremlins next turn. It's kind of bad. They're going to be very angry. But so will we. Good talk. But also, ouch. Take 30 to the face. Heal it all back, because powers are awesome. Okay, we do want to play as many powers as we can here. Fair enough. Bronze Scales. Now we get that extra satisfying sound effect when enemies hit us after playing Flame Barrier. Intimidate Plus or Infernal Blade. I don't totally dislike Intimidate. We don't have a Shockwave. With Corruption, it's going to be free despite the Snecko-Eye. Sure, I'll just add one. Skills are more or less completely free additions to the deck. In an abandoned temple, we find a giant book open and riddled with cryptic writings. If we read this book for 21 hit points, we'll get one of 3 book relics, which could change things quite a bit. Could this be the run? No, not that run. But it is a run with a Nilri's Codex now, and that's pretty dang good. Nilri's Codex and Bird-Faced Urn is a potential source of infinite healing. Pretty strong. Do we go Immolate, Strike, then Feel No Pain? No, I think we Feel No Pain first. Good. Draw another 3-cost Dark Embrace. Neat. Get dual wield here. Beautiful sound, though. Perfection. One more Flame Barrier for the road. Again, we would like to play any powers we have. So here, for example, I could kill with Fiend Fire, but it behooves us to not do that. And play Corruption. And Juggernaut. That's why the Nilri's is powerful here. The ability to give us healing from cards. There's also... Wait, there's dual-wield Dark Embrace in the draw pile. Hold on. Don't play that Juggernaut. The power. More. He's getting strength and adding wounds, so we cannot do this forever, obviously. But we can do it for a while. Yeah, what is this, a Papa stream? No, I think we're done here. Get a White Beast statue. Certainly we got a lot more health out of that than we would have if we didn't do that. Maybe 8 or 10 more health there. I'll take it. Skip the headbutt. Although headbutt's passable here. Our mid-act chest is a big one, containing either an uncommon or rare relic, hopefully Dead Branch. Self-forming clay. Whenever we lose health, gain 3 block next turn. That's very good. This is an ironclad only relic, and it's a very, very strong one for heart runs specifically. Teleclay. I don't think I've ever read that text here. Most curious, it appears to form itself loosely on my thoughts. The wisdom of Ranwid. Easy offering every time. You may now get toasty. I should play more powers. Too satisfying, though. Begone. Magneto Head, thanks for 9 months. Sub baby realized. Let's name him Writhe. You got it. And Body Slam is the final piece of the puzzle here. Yeah, we can heal for 5 each fight with this Toy Ornithopter combo now. That's pretty good. In addition to all the other healing we were doing, of course. Healing. Some spikes. No, my health. Alright, basically we're back to full health already. It's pretty crazy. So satisfying. Remove our strikes, replace them with bites, which notably would give us money from ceramic fish. We're already down 2 strikes, so I don't think so. We already have lots and lots of healing, too, so... giving up max health seems like quite a bad thing. Actually. Very well. Take one more event. How do I feel about upgrades? Not very good because of Apotheosis. Alright, forget rest sites. Uh-oh, Snecko. Are we sure we can do okay while confused? Take a Burning Pact. Prepare your body to get slammed. We haven't mastered Second Wind? What? This is the perfect Second Wind deck. The Inflame Plus isn't bad either. How's it going, Newtown Nugget? Been watching YouTube for nearly 8 months. Well, you're heckin' welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Clicky, clicky. I'll leave that speed potion on the ground. In front of you sits an altar to a forgotten god. She calls out to you, demanding sacrifice. Decay is another curse we haven't mastered, so we could just take a decay. Or we can gain some max health, which is actually helpful. Quite frankly, I think we can handle the curse. Let's do it. Let's do it. How likely am I to get both? Not very likely. How likely am I to get one of the two? More likely than I am to just get the Writhe. So by taking the Decay, we improve our options here of getting one. Small odds of getting both, but that's not really what it's about. It's about getting one or the other. Yeah, we could even transform one curse to try to get the other one. That's kind of funny. Let's upgrade Feel No Pain. Offering might have been a passable upgrade also. I think we're just going to skip turn 1 here. What an underwhelming turn 1. Good news is this deck does not need a whelming turn in order to just overpower everything. Easy. Skip all that. The other reason I wasn't afraid to take it is that we destroy these curses really, really easily. Very easy to get rid of. Let's get rid of Strike here. Stop here. Double corruption. Let's take a Carnage. Why did I play the Dark Embrace before Apotheosis? Upgrading the Dark Embrace would not have made it better. It's a cost reduction upgrade. And playing the Dark Embrace first lets me draw a card off the Apotheosis exhausting. That would be why. Now we can offering. And you're not going to get to do anything. Bad news, bub. GG. Laid low by Sever Soul. There's the barricade. Allowing us to retain all that crazy block we're generating. Making the body slam all the stronger. Impervious not too bad either, but it's no barricade. King Smurf, thanks for 29 months in the Prime sub. The so-called Exodia. properly assembled. The fact that it says 3 cost on it, not a problem for us at all, because it's going to be a random cost instead. Easy. Easy peasy. The blood pot. Relic cube. Whenever we lose health, draw a card. Mark of Pain adds 2 wounds to the draw pile. Wounds we can deal with. Or Velvet Choker limits us to 6 cards per turn. With the Dark Embrace nonsense, I don't want Velvet Choker. I think Mark of Pain is okay, especially with Self-Forming Clay. I also think... I think the Runic Cube is okay with the Self-Forming Clay. And I think the Mark of Pain is a totally acceptable way to get energy also. Probably just Mark of Pain. Then we have a whole bunch of nonsense cards in the deck, but we really don't care about any of it. Excellent. Show me the events. We want to get our second copy of Writhe, and if we're lucky, we want to find a Decay. I see that we can go up to 6 events this act. Here's the path I'm thinking. I'm almost positive we can get Writhe done here. Goodbye, cards. Oh, Juzu. We have Juzu as well. Yeah, that might make a big difference. Yoink. Nilreese is also, like, crazy good. If only it counted for card masteries. We could abuse it. Exodia Online. Bonk. There's the shockwave that we haven't seen yet. 5 weaken vulnerable to all enemies. For the low price of a skill. I'll take it. Don't want to hear Juzu slander ever again? Well, let's see what Juzu actually does for us. Bear in mind, we could just get all these events without even getting Juzu's help. Certainly this ain't the event. What about this one? Travel immediately to the boss. That also ain't it. One more. Could actually get another event this way, huh? Double Orb Walkers. At least this is a good event. No curses yet. But we'll get perhaps a Dead Branch? You never know. Alright, this time I am going to play Apotheosis first and then Dark Embrace, because the Apotheosis makes the Dark Embrace cheaper. And that could matter. One Immolate, please. Doesn't matter what order these are in. Easy breezy. No Dead Branch, just a Pocket Watch. Which is still pretty good. If we play 3 or less cards on our turn, we'll get 3 more draws on the next turn. Now is the time to add a Sentinel to this sort of deck, and if we can find another one, we can master it. Or we could try the same thing with Spot Weakness for strength gain. Thing is, this deck doesn't need strength at all. So I think I'd rather grab Sentinel here. Kind of funny to not have mastered Spot Weakness yet. We have enough money that going to the shop seems worth it. I mean, we could take 4 more events here. We're at 12% for shop, apparently. Shop could contain Dolly's mirror. We also get an extra elite going this way. What are we looking for at the events? We're actually looking for the Winding Halls event, which allows us to take another Writhe Curse to master that. It's one of the common events in this act, so we're quite likely to find it. Winning the run, I think, is already in hand. All right, I'm gonna take the extra event here. Pain. That's also a curse we haven't mastered, and I have self-forming clay, so sure. Wrong curse. Actually, that's kind of cool. Apotheosis, Warp Tongs, Nilry's Codex is a neat little interaction. Neato Burrito. Draw 10, please. Perfect. Any health we lose is easy enough to get back. Purple Fire Spirits. Okay, which curse do we get rid of? A strike, of course. We've already won with the Spirit Poo, so we don't need that. Juzu popping off. Unlike the Stone Calendar. Shall be doing no such thing. More card draw, and more max health. Sure. Healing. We can get a Parasite Curse. That's yet another different kind of curse. Also, Pain just helped me quite a bit. It's kind of cool. You can go now. More Dark Embraces, please. 24 block at the start of my turn, please. Bonk. Exhume. Get a card from the exhaust pile, put it into our hand. All right, last chances at curses here. Here goes nothing. A merchant with a chemical X and a transmutation, finally. Freaking finally. Let's do it. Chemex transmutation. What a fun combo. Add X random colorless cards to your hand that cost 0 this turn. Actually, one of my favorite one of my favorite colorless cards, excuse me. It's rare that it gets a chance to do silly stuff like that. And yeah, probably another Feel No Pain for the road. We can remove a card at the final shop. Alright, one last event. Here goes nothing. No whining halls. Just, of course, on the one run you wanted to show up. Amazing. Alright. Maybe there'll be a Dolly's Mirror in the final shop, but for the most part it looks like none of these curses are going to get mastered today. A shame. A real shame. Also, Transient's gonna give me a hard time here. No, all's well. Not good enough. We're gonna kill this enemy. There's the disarm. Easy peasy. Tomek Wraith form, killing it with fire. Thanks for the 300 bits. The bonkification. I don't know if that's a good upgrade or not. We're just doing it. Easiest 900 damage of my entire life. Looks like we're going to get bonked. Suppose I'm okay with that. Oh no! Yeah, anyway. And then I started blapping. Dual wield your barricade. Oh. I think we win. Oh, yeah. Do I dual wield the Feel No Pain or the Body Slam? Let's do it on the Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain, Feel No Pain, Exhume, dual wield. Dual wield the Feel No Pain again. Feel no pain. Feel no pain. Feel no pain. So 20 block per exhausted card. Excessive. I'll show you excessive. That's excessive. Oh man, hand agreed. Hold on, we're gonna make some money. They are already dead, they just don't know it yet. Body Slam is too strong. Too strong, I tell you. Thanks for the money. Time Eater's next. Oh man, I've got a really exciting transmutation turn too. Draw 4 cards first. No, 2 cards. All right. Give me 6 random upgraded colorless cards that cost 0. Okay. Panache seems kind of cool. We can secret weapon something and madness it. Kind of cool. Madness uppercut. Although madness won't stick around, right? It's still fine. I'm gonna put the Feel No Pain. Actually, no. Put this back on top. Sever Soul, go! Easy full health every time. You know, I actually completely forgot we had a Whirlwind when I bought this Chemex. Seems useful. Bon. One entrench, please. Actually, better make it 2. To thump, a deep pulsing dread could be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of all these wacky powers? Blippity blappity. Yeah, it's such a shame to have so many cards that we could be crossing off the Mastery Challenge, and yet seems like none of them are going to happen. Unless... No transmutation here, but there is a second wind. So at least we can get second wind. Medical kit's also not terrible. Another Dark Embrace just for good luck. Could bottle Corruption if we wanted to. That's also kind of hype, but Spire Challenge says get the second wind. Curses for fun, I guess. I mean, hey, why not, right? Get rid of a strike. And I can still buy either Medkit or Dark Embrace. Let's have the fourth Dark Embrace. Why not? And another Flame Barrier. I like it. Why remove a strike over a curse? The genuine, true reason to do that in this deck, Adam Ben, is because with cards like Second Wind and Sever Soul, we can exhaust the curses, but we cannot do the same thing to our strikes. That's the real answer there. So I'm just going to Second Wind and draw a couple here. Could yellow the top 3 cards off the top of the deck right now. Let's do that before we draw, sure. Pretty abysmal. But at least we have Barricade. Alright, bit of an underwhelming turn 1. Not going to take a Demon Form. This is where Medical Kit would have been nice, just saying. Ouch. Guess I'll just have to heal off our powers. Okay, we have no way to get rid of that pain currently. It's a bit awkward. Okay, there we go. Alright, it should be a pretty trivial matter to get some of this health back. We likely don't need it. But in the interest of being thorough here, I'm going to wait a little bit and get back to a bit more HP here. Nothing particularly greedy about it, as we're quite safe. You only need a few also. One more. Easy. No prob. Unfortunately, that's all we get. No more cards here, so all these candidates are going to be candidates only. Except for Second Wind. That said, it's still an amazing run of Slay the Spire here, so a truly good time winning by flexing on the Spire with extra curses. Who cares? Can't have it all, Twitch chat. Actually, gaining block next turn sounds kind of nice, but I think we want to pocket watch here. Jug sounds fun. Is one Dark Embrace in play? Okay. Alright, Second Wind is going to get played here. Unfortunately, we lose one Dark Embrace and the Juggernaut. Full blocked it. Sure. Could have also Energy Potion somewhere in there. Perhaps that was correct. No feel no pain yet, huh? Maybe that's a good thing. Taking damage means the self-forming clay will be active. What do you got? Metamorphosis, Chrysalis, Transmutation again, Secret Weapon, and Violence. I like it. Give me 5 random free skills. Give me 5 random, allegedly free attacks. They're not actually free. More colorless cards. There's Secret Weapon. Mirror Clash. Big Gone Body Slam? Yeah, I can lose Body Slam. And some toast. There are a lot more flame barriers in the draw pile, and I want all of them. Please and thank you. Dang it. Next time. Hey, Body Slam's back. Easy. Few too many cards for Pocket Watch, it's true. Look at that damage. 135 damage back. And no, we didn't get rid of Exhume. It's right here. Exhume's been here. Sure. Casual draw 10. Perfect. Ish. More flame barriers. Show the heart the power. Eat 15 by 15 return damage, Mr. Hart. Get hacked. The Sentinel gone. There it is. GG. It's one serious case of heartburn. GG, Twitch chat. GG. Only one card crossed off, but a fantastic, fantastic run, truly showcasing the strength of the so-called ironclad Exodia. Getting all those powers in play, easy peasy like. Just, 193 energy discount from Mummy Hand. No biggie. No biggie. It was about 2 energy per turn, so double boss relic from our first relic. At what floor do I think we could have beaten Heart? I think midway through Act 2. Once we got the Corruption. Corruption and Body Slam were the 2 pieces we required. GG. $29.99. What a cool score. Now what has it been done? The spire sleepeth, and so shall I. GG. GG. Yeah, that was one of the strongest runs I've had in recent memory. Crazy. True shame we didn't get Master Transmutation. I feel like we saw one earlier in the run, too. Maybe not. Keem BG, thanks for the Prime sub. Someone in chat was asking about the Snecko Eye stats. So the way to look at it is it shows you the number of cards of each cost that you've drawn, and then creates an average discount number. The discount being the actual difference on average between what the card normally cost and what Snecko Eye made it cost. So if an Anger is normally 0 cost and Snecko Eye made it 2 cost, I think that's a -2 discount is how that'd be mathed. Negative discount means cards were costlier on average, and that's usually what you would expect with Snecko Eye. Also note, I think this is the cost of the cards that you are drawing and not the cost of the cards that you are playing, and there's a very important difference there. The cards that get insanely more expensive, you just don't play. And yes, the important part very much is the draw, too, on Snecko Eye. That's the whole strength of it. Another way to think of it, Black Lava the Cat, if there was a relic that said you draw additional cards as a boss relic, it would just be draw 1 card per turn as a boss relic. And that'd be pretty good. An unconditional draw 1 more per turn. That'd be very good as a boss relic. The Silent gets something like that, but it has to give up her starter relic to get it, so it's worse than 1 draw per turn as a real boss relic. So draw 2 cards per turn. Well, that's twice as good as a boss relic. And then you're confused. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Master Sheet up to date? No, we have not won with Inserter yet. It's true. He's accurate there. All right, Twitch chat, I've got one more break in me. I'm going to take a break, refill the leg, stretch the water, and then come back to a silent run to end our stream today.